Over here, darling, look this way. To the left, give us a smile.
Absolutely stunning, thank you.
Imagine spending years building a fortune, earning worldwide fame, and living a life most people can only dream about. Private jets, luxury homes, millions of fans. Then suddenly, it all disappears. Not over years, not over months, but in what feels like a single day. History is filled with celebrities who stood at the top of the world, only to watch their careers, fortunes, and reputations collapse almost overnight. Some made terrible decisions, others became trapped in scandals they never saw coming, and a few simply discovered how fragile fame can really be. Today on the Docuverse, we're exploring the shocking stories of famous celebrities who lost everything in what seemed like one devastating day. Let's begin. 1. Mike Tyson, from king of boxing to financial ruin. During the late 1980s and early 1990s, Mike Tyson was one of the most feared athletes on earth. He became the youngest heavyweight champion in boxing history and earned hundreds of millions of dollars throughout his career. Tyson lived extravagantly. Luxury cars, mansions, exotic pets, jewelry, and endless spending became part of his lifestyle. But behind the scenes, financial problems were growing. Years of expensive purchases, legal troubles, and poor financial management slowly drained his fortune. Then came the shocking moment. In 2003, Tyson filed for bankruptcy. A man who had earned more than $300 million during his career reportedly found himself overwhelmed by debt. For fans around the world, it was almost impossible to believe. One of the biggest sports stars in history had fallen from the top. His story became one of the most famous examples of how quickly wealth can disappear. 2. Roseanne Barr, a career destroyed overnight. For decades, Roseanne Barr was one of television's biggest stars. Her sitcom, Roseanne, became a cultural phenomenon. After years away from television, the show returned and immediately became a huge success. Everything seemed perfect. Ratings were strong. Fans were excited. Networks were celebrating. Then one social media post changed everything. A controversial tweet sparked immediate public backlash. Within hours, the situation exploded across news outlets and social media. The network canceled the show almost immediately. What had looked like a major comeback suddenly became one of the fastest career collapses in entertainment history. Years of success were overshadowed by a single moment that changed everything. 3. Lance Armstrong, the fall of a sporting icon. For years, Lance Armstrong was celebrated as an inspiration. After surviving cancer, he returned to professional cycling and won multiple editions of the famous Tour de France. Millions admired his determination. Sponsors invested heavily in his image. His foundation raised awareness and support for cancer patients worldwide. But allegations of performance-enhancing drug use followed him for years. Armstrong repeatedly denied the accusations. Then everything changed. Investigations uncovered extensive evidence suggesting systematic doping. The consequences were immediate and devastating. Titles were stripped away. Sponsors ended partnerships. Public trust vanished. The athlete once viewed as a symbol of perseverance became one of sport's most controversial figures. A reputation built over decades collapsed almost overnight. 4. Johnny Depp, reputation under fire. For years, Johnny Depp was one of Hollywood's most bankable stars. His performances in films such as Pirates of the Caribbean made him a global icon. Then came a highly publicized legal battle that dominated headlines worldwide. Allegations, lawsuits, and intense media coverage placed Depp at the center of one of the entertainment industry's biggest controversies. Major film opportunities disappeared. Professional relationships became uncertain. Public opinion became deeply divided. Although later legal proceedings shifted parts of the public conversation, the damage to his reputation and career had already been significant. The situation demonstrated how quickly a celebrity's image can change when controversy enters the spotlight. 5. Kanye West, billionaire to business fallout. Few entertainers have influenced music and popular culture like Kanye West. Beyond music, he built a highly successful fashion empire. At one point, his business ventures helped elevate him to billionaire status. Then a series of controversial public statements triggered widespread criticism. Major brands began distancing themselves. Business partnerships ended. Deals worth enormous amounts of money disappeared. Within a remarkably short period, financial estimates of his wealth dropped dramatically. The episode showed how closely celebrity fortunes are tied to public perception and corporate relationships. When those relationships break, even billion-dollar empires can be shaken. 6. Brendan Fraser, Hollywood's forgotten star. In the late 1990s and early 2000s, Brendan Fraser seemed unstoppable. Movies like The Mummy turned him into an international star. Then, unexpectedly, he seemed to disappear from major Hollywood projects. Health challenges, personal struggles, and industry setbacks created difficulties that affected his career. While his decline wasn't caused by scandal, it still felt sudden to audiences. One day he was everywhere. The next, he was largely absent from the spotlight. Fortunately, Fraser's story eventually became one of redemption, proving that not every downfall has to be permanent. Why do celebrities lose everything so quickly? These stories may seem different, but they share a common lesson. Fame creates an illusion of permanence. When celebrities appear successful, it often feels like their position is untouchable. But reality is very different. A scandal can erupt in hours. A financial mistake can destroy years of earnings. A single controversial statement can cost millions. Public opinion can change almost instantly. The same spotlight that creates stars can also expose every mistake they make. In many ways, celebrity success exists on a fragile foundation built from reputation, trust, and public support. Once those elements begin to crack, the collapse can happen faster than anyone expects. The stories we've covered today remind us that fame and fortune are never guaranteed. Whether it's a sports legend, a television icon, a movie star, or a music superstar, success can disappear much faster than it arrives. Some celebrities recover, some reinvent themselves, and others never regain what they lost. But their stories continue to fascinate us because they reveal a powerful truth. No matter how famous someone becomes, nobody is completely immune to failure. What do you think was the most shocking celebrity downfall of all time? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this documentary, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more incredible stories from the docuverse. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.